Network of Women in Growth is a women's rights organization that looks at the holistic empowerment of women, that is the socio-economic and political empowerment. And our main beneficiaries are rural women, marginalized ones that are mostly neglected, and society does not really reach out to them to build their capacity for them to occupy the space. NEWIG started operations from Accra, from my home, under the trees. We're doing our trainings. And then we enclosed a small space on the porch, and that served as my office. And that was where we were touching the lives of many people who came from different parts of the country, from the north, the south, and different places. And those who came from far were living with me in the house. But after some 4 or 5 years, we told ourselves that it is very important for us to have our own structure, for us to have our own complex where we would do the trainings for women. And so after meeting with the board and discussing, we said, if our target or our beneficiaries are rural women, then we have to build a women empowerment center in a rural community. With that dream, in 2008, we started this structure here. We had this land here, and then we started putting up this place. We had a grant from French Embassy for us to put up a small place. And we felt that, well, why not just put up a complex and where we'll have offices, we'll have the workshops, we'll have the seminar room, we'll have a place where we can sell the products, and then we have a small place for trainees.
I came on board NEWIG as an old friend of the executive director, and then later on, when I saw the sort of work they are doing, I got more interested in it because the problems we encounter in our area, it's about the same thing that she is trying to solve. So I saw eye to eye with her that we need to support the less privileged people in our local areas.
We were strategic. We were looking at skills that, when given to these women, they would make quick money and fast money. And one of the things that we looked at was toiletries. Every day we bath, every day we wash our clothes. So we looked at it and said, look, for women to find themselves, or for the marginalized woman to find herself in a sustainable job, then training that person in the production of toiletries was one thing that is sustainable, and you get better profits. So we have trained over 6,500 women across the country. And we have many of them now producing these kind of soaps. A lot of them are really, really making good monies. Women are now in better positions to look after their children, their homes, and send their children to school. At least we have so many of them who have benefited from such programs. We have success stories to tell. It's slightly more than a kilo, okay? So you put in. Today we had training for women in the production of toiletries. They were taken through the production processes of preparing laundry soaps, as well as the production process of making liquid detergents for dishwashing and hand washing. The process that NEWIG uses to make the cake soap is known as the cold method process. The ingredients that you need for this production process is the oil, which is coconut oil or palm kernel oil. But with today's training, we used the palm kernel oil. Everywhere you go, whether you are rich or poor, you really would make use of soap. So these women are being trained so that they can also go and train other people so that we can be producing our own toiletries and laundry soaps in the country. What we do is that at the end of the training, we sell some of these products to raise some money to enable us get funds to run other training programs for people who cannot afford to pay for the training at all.
These women are women who really want to do something but have not had the opportunity to be trained. Therefore, when we bring them on board and we teach them how to do the soap, they get so enthused and are interested in it because the soap is something that they really need, and little did they know that in their small homes they can prepare the soap, the family uses it, and at the same time they can put some out to sell, which will bring them income.
Use it. You should measure it and make sure that it is at the right measuring point before.
NEWIG was organizing a forum for women. Then a friend invited me to be part of the program. By then, I was hit with a problem. My business had run down, and my husband had also a challenge at his workplace. I have 3 children, and I need to support my husband to get them through in school. I got closer to the executive director and discussed my problems with her. She was touched. There she told me I should get prepared. She was training a set of women, and that's where I found myself 2 years ago in the premises of NEWIG in Tefle in the Volta region.
She came at the time that her business had run down and she didn't know what to do. And she heard about what we were doing and she appealed to the organization. And she, together with some other women, we gave them a 2-month training. After training, she went back and started from home. Now, she has a shop where she produces these things and she has people that she has been training. This is a mother who has children, and through that, she's been able to support the family, support the husband, and support the children go to school.
I'm quite proud of Joyce. She did marvelously well when she was here for training. After training, she's really put what she came to learn to use. That she's making the hats, she's making the bead slippers, and the bead jewelry, and all those things that she learned here. She's producing them and selling. And what makes me so enthused about her is when I saw her here today bringing more people to come and learn what she did some years ago, and at the same time to learn more to what she did previously.
I spoke to Madam Mawusi, and then she told me, look, getting myself trained in the soap making will also add a lot to my income. And that is why I reported yesterday to get myself acquired that knowledge in the soap detergents. And this morning we started.
So that solution is an alkaline. So it's the other way around. Green is too strong, red is too weak.
Her daughter is even one of the young girls who are being trained. Her daughter has just finished the basic school and will be home for about 3 months before going to high school. So she felt that she should come and learn these things so that when she gets back home, she can be producing those things to make money to pay her school fees.
My daughter wants to read science. Science is everything. So she needs to get this on board. I brought her here on Sunday, and in fact, I'm so impressed. When I came back, the number of beads she's done, and you could see the way she was so excited in doing anything that she's been taken through. And I know it will be just to learn it and keep it, but she's going to improve on it and make good use of whatever she's learned here as well.
We have a 1-month training project for young women that we're taking through using beads to make dressing accessories such as jewelry, earrings, bangles, slippers, bags, and many others, in addition to the soap making, because we want to introduce them to some products that you use very little money to start your business. And so these are young women who some have dropped out of school and some have completed basic school and need to continue school. So we are teaching them how to produce these things as a source of livelihood so that they can come out well equipped, so they can be producing these things to make some income, to earn some income, so that they can be in the position to pay their fees and going back to school.
The little detergent that will sell at, let's say, 2 cedis. If we put sterilizing agent in, it will be 5 cedis.
Wow.
Esinam is a product of the Mampon School for the Deaf. We discovered her last year when NEWIG went to the school and decided to support the school, because we realized that people who are physically challenged and have some disabilities are people that society normally neglects. So NEWIG decided that as part of our 10th anniversary activities, we would go implement some programs in the school. That was where we discovered Esinam. Esinam was by then the girls' prefect of the school.
When we went there during the debate, she did really well. And then when we went to teach them to do the detergent, too, she was very active in doing the soap. So we felt she's somebody you wouldn't regret helping her. That's why we have her here, to continue to get more skills. That's the little thing that we can offer her.
We brought her here so that during the holidays that she's home, she will acquire some of these skills, and we'll support her with tools and materials at the end of the training, so that she can be producing some of these things. Then NEWIG can take the finished products from her, pay her so that she can be earning some income to support her furthering her education, because Esinam wants to go back to school. She wants to go to a tertiary institution, but then she needs help. The only help NEWIG can give her is to teach her some skills, empower her, so she would be earning some income that she can put together for her to further her education. That is the help we are giving Esinam, and we'll be reaching out to more people who are physically challenged, either blind, deaf and dumb, or crippled. We want to give helping hand to such people.
Anytime I sit back and think about the impact NEWIG had made to me and to my family, I'm so grateful. In fact, they've touched not only my life, not only the life of my nuclear family, but external family.
NEWIG has the capacity to train more people, but one of our challenge is accommodation. We've started a hostel which is yet to be completed. So we appeal to donors and other people, benevolent societies, to come and support us complete the hostel so that we can bring in more people to train. When we do the training, we do follow-up. We also teach them entrepreneurial skills so that they will know how to set up their business, how to market, and then when they are going to, we give them a startup package. If you learn the beads, we give you some beads, we give you the tools, and all that you need to start with, we do that. So we don't just train them and then leave them to the streets. We really make sure they can start something whilst they are out of the walls of NEWIG. That makes us unique and different from the others.
We have lots of people applying, asking NEWIG to give support. But the kind of work we do, you need to buy lots of raw materials to use to do training for the people. And sometimes when we train the people, we give them startup capital in the forms of tools and materials. It's been difficult, but then we want to reach out to more and more and more women. So I'm using this opportunity to appeal to people. Nothing is too little. Anything at all in terms of resources, in terms of giving us funds to buy raw materials, it's very much welcome. And we would be very grateful if individuals and donor organizations would give a helping hand to NEWIG, as how African Women for Development Fund and Empower Foundation has been doing. We would want to appeal to other donor agencies to come to the aid of women so we can reach out to the lot more who have not yet been touched.
The executive director is a gender advocate. In fact, she's a true gender activist. She believes that men are not placed above women. All what we do is we are supportive of each other. For that matter, she wants us to understand that we need to stand side by side to progress in life.
This kind of work that I find myself doing is very challenging. Sometimes I feel like giving up because it's time-consuming and money-consuming, a lot of thinking. Because you need to raise funds to touch the lives of many people. Sometimes I feel like quitting. But then I get so much satisfaction to see someone who once suffered from domestic violence from their partner, but then because of the help NEWIG has given, that person is liberated, that person is working and is independent and is going about life with smiles on the face. It makes me such a happy person, and it makes me feel like a successful person because I see success as touching the lives of many people, putting smiles on people's faces. I have contributed my quota in putting smile on people's faces. I've seen people talk and attribute their success to the work that NEWIG is doing and what I'm doing. And I've seen homes come together, homes that hitherto was breaking up has been bound together because the woman is economically empowered. So working with people like this, working with the rural woman who was neglected, that nobody could give a helping hand to, NEWIG goes there through advocacy and awareness creation, has changed the life of that person, and the person has space to operate, makes me a happy person and makes NEWIG stand out.
NEWIG has given hope to a lot of women. This is an organization that is bent to change the lives of the ordinary woman and to turn that woman into a career woman.
I must say that if NEWIG had not been there, I know that so many people might still be in the house, not doing any work. So many people would not have been able to continue with their education. So many people would still be experiencing domestic violence. So many people would still be weeping. But for the intervention of NEWIG, the presence of NEWIG and the kind of work that we're doing has been able to reach out to more people, to give them voice, for them to have the voices themselves. The voiceless now have voice, and they are empowered, and they face the world and occupy the space.